What's up, guys? Eldon from Burleson Power Washing. I definitely destroyed my last tripod to film with the Best Buy. Bought this guy, it's working great. Anyways, today I'm going to be doing a sealant job and I'm going to be doing a house wash. Everything you see today is going to look pretty easy. It's not rocket science, but you know, when it comes to sealant, the type of sealant that you use is everything. I don't use stuff from Walmart, Home Depot. I use contractor grade stuff. Be careful on what sealant you use if you want to copy what you see in the video today. My caveat on the house washing, don't do it. There's a lot to know. There's a lot to go over. I've been doing this a long time. All right, so you're going to jack a lot of stuff up and ruin a lot of stuff if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, all the stuff that I talk about today and go over, it's going to be specific to that job. It's not a master class. I'm just going to be talking about this specific project and just kind of going through the process. Anyways, let's get to the job site and I'll show you how to do sealant. All right, let me show you what equipment I use for the sealant. I'm using a backpack sprayer, a roller attached to a stick. Why am I using a backpack sprayer? Is because this is high-end sealant. It's expensive. I need it to go exactly where it needs to go, and I can use the roller to redistribute. It's slower, but it's more precise. We need consistent saturation levels, and then we can use the roller to help with that. When we use the roller, this is the way we use it. When we're rolling on the concrete, we're not going to put our hands on top of it and roll. We're going to come from underneath, 3 fingers, and just the weight of the stick, the weight of the roller, and we're going to roll it. We do that because we need a consistent technique on the whole project. How we do it here is how we do it everywhere. It needs to look uniform and even. If we push down too hard, maybe that pushes the sealant, makes it thinner in that one spot, and we don't want any difference in visuals. So like this, gentle, slow. That's it. So let me set you up and we'll start spraying. And then I'll show you when it's done, I'll pour water on it and it'll be cool. The water will beat up and then you can either push the water off or the sun will do it. Put this strap on so your straps can't fall off. So we don't really want to use the roller. We want to do as good as possible, giving it a distribution with this. So you're going to see me whip it back and forth. So we're going to go to the grass, do the spray pattern in the grass to make sure it's ready for concrete. Because when this stuff is on there, it's on there. Maybe we need to twist the tip of the nozzle. That's perfect. It is ready to go. I only use these backpacks for sealant, so it's already in place. And use a clean roller, by the way. There we go. Again, systematic and thorough. Do the same pattern. Don't do zigzags. We're pumping as we do it. We're keeping the same distance from the concrete. We're checking the saturation levels. And you have time to roll it. It's not an instantaneous thing. So when I very first sprayed a little too much, you can see it's white. Okay, not a big deal, but let's just make sure everything is getting it. 2 fingers, 3 fingers, whatever. Again, there's no rush, you know. Let's just do it in sections. Make sure each section is 100% before we move on. Obviously, the spaces that are in the sunlight, they're drying a lot quicker than what's in the shade. The camera is looking at the shade. That looks good. That's what the sun looks like. Okay. You can tell where we left off. We'll just pick up where we left off. Keep going in rows. We want to keep the wand a little high so it has room to fall down. You know, we don't want to be spraying it and touching the concrete. Yep, and that's coming out perfectly. No puddling, even distribution. The concrete is soaking it up. And each concrete surface is different. You know what I mean? Some of it you have to add more and roll it. Some of it like this, it's already pretty porous and it soaks it up a lot easier. You know, it just depends. You have to know, you have to be skilled at knowing how much sealant to buy. Checking how much we have. We have plenty of sealant. So again, you should be spraying it to where you don't really have to use the roller too much, but if you need it, it's there. The sealant is misting out. It's not coming out in a jet. Notice how I don't want to hold this. I'm going to stick it up here. I don't want my roller in the dirt. Very nice. This is looking really good. Yes, it's easy to apply, but again, it comes down to the quality of product. Customers are expecting me to know what are the best products to use, especially if it's a residential. They really care. So by me walking through that, it made a foot mark. We don't want that. That's why you see me walking backwards. Go ahead and roll that out. like right here. Let's get it wet so my shoe mark doesn't get stuck. Cool. Now imagine if I didn't have the roller, there would be a permanent foot mark in that sealant. All right. You know, the concrete can only absorb so much sealant, right? This is another reason why I prefer this. You're not going to overdo it. You can tell by spraying it how much the concrete is accepting. Again, some concrete is more porous than others. It makes it a little tricky to buy sealant because you don't know how much to buy, because there's concrete that'll take twice this. See, it's already starting to pool because I'm trying to make sure I'm getting it, but really what I spray and what lands, that's all that's going to go. So this concrete is a lot easier to do, you know. It's like each kind of concrete, each pour of concrete has a different type of temperament, how much it'll accept. This is going to look really good. Now, this isn't for aesthetic. This is to protect the concrete, right? Any liquids that go on this, it's going to not penetrate. But keep in mind, there's two types of sealant. There's a water-based sealant, which is what we're using today. That's going to protect against water-based liquids. So the customer can paper towel it, use a hose, wipe it off, whatever they would like to do. Now, if it's an oil-based, obviously new to this, if it's an oil-based, it'll sit there for a minute, but eventually it'll go back and seep into the pores of the concrete. Okay? And then they could use a water hose or whatever to rinse the surface off. So there's still some wet areas, especially in the shade, but that's it. It does enhance the color a little. There's like a overlay. There's a film on top, like a slightly brown film on top of the concrete, but you can't really tell. But this is done, and I really got a sense of how much it'll take, saturation levels, whatnot. So let's head over to their driveway and we'll start that. And we're going to walk backwards while we do it. We don't want to walk through it. It needs about 3 minutes of dry time before we can walk on it. We need to, so we have a big area, right? This is how we're going to tackle it. That's a big rectangle. Look at the cracks. Look at the lines. So we're going to do that whole quadrant and then go do this quadrant. So there's our first quadrant up there. We want to be systematic and thorough with everything we do. Careful not to get the wood. I would say this is even less absorbent than the back patio. I love this product. This is the only sealant that I use. I use this for commercial and for residential. It's fantastic stuff. It's fun to work with because you just know it's going to turn out great. you know. So you see me walking backwards. I'm standing in the dry area. Beautiful. Another reason to mist, you know, it's saturation. I'm kind of getting repetitive. So that's basically it. I'm gonna keep chugging. Probably put you over here. We're gonna do this. Oh. There we go. I'm figuring it out. We're gonna look in the window to see the reflection to check the levels. We're gonna have to fill up to finish this, but let's let it run out first. Awesome. Giving it to you raw, guys. No editing on this bad boy. Oh, my mic broke. Okay, we're good. It did break though, but it's still working. I'll fix it later. Man, I hate when I buy stuff and then I break it. I literally broke the tripod and I just broke the mic. A little frustrating. Nice. Yeah, it's not absorbing too much. I mean, it's very surface level. It's not penetrating too deep. Moving the wand in circles. It seems to be working very well. Again, every concrete type is different saturation levels. Really great. That was an excellent distribution. I forgot to tell you, so I pressure washed this yesterday, and then I did a post treatment, and then I didn't rinse off the post treatment because it decays in the salt afterwards, and we want the salt to stay in the concrete to protect against the pollen, so no organics grow. And so as I'm cleaning, I'm seeing a bunch of shiny things, just the salt. And so it's really great that the post treatment is in there, and then I can come back and put that sealant on. All right, let me show you what it looks like. Oh no, my cap's on. You can see how it still just stays its shape. It doesn't really bleed into the concrete at all. It'll just push it around with your hand or whatever. So if something does happen, the homeowner can just use like a paper towel, water hose, whatever it might be. So that's what sealant looks like melding with Burleson power washing. All right, we're gonna do a house wash. So every building is different. Every building material is different. All chemicals are different. Don't do what you're gonna see today, right? I've been doing this a long time. This is not a master class. This isn't a crash course. This is all very specific, right? The pressure washer can do a lot of damage to the house. These chemicals can do a lot of damage, right? That's my spiel. On the house, there's this dirt or clay, and also this aggressive mold right here. The cleaning solution will handle that though, right? That's the main purpose of that cleaning solution. But for this job, I'm gonna pressure wash the bottom and certain places on that mold. Usually you wouldn't do that. You would apply the cleaning solution and it would do everything. But I'm gonna strip off that layer of dirt with the mold and with that clay or dirt to give the cleaning solution more opportunity to penetrate deeper. Okay, so let's talk about glass. This cleaning solution will damage glass. If the glass is super hot, you spray it, it dries on it, and it can etch the glass. Etching means it'll cut into it, right? So we need to put our hand to this glass. It's fine that the sun's there. This portion of the house is in shade. The windows are in shade. So to do a house wash, we use that cleaning solution. The appropriate ratio to clean houses is between 1 to 3%. Today we're going to be using about a 1.25 on this house. The stronger you make the chemical, the faster it works, but the more opportunity to damage the shrubbery or the glass, whatever it might be. Okay, so let me show you what tool I'm using. There's the cleaning solution. It goes into the gun, and then this gray hose is the water hose, the pressure hose. The pressure goes in, it sucks that up, it mixes it, and that gives me the appropriate ratio. You can control the ratio however you want. Stronger, hotter. Okay. Now notice that I have a solution up there for ergonomics. It's out of the way, right? So I'm going to go through and hit this bottom portion, and I want to expose it so we can get more chemical in it. I'm going to set my camera up. Put you right there. Now usually we don't pressure wash houses. Usually it's all soft wash, but this is just a different circumstance. This is my second time out to this house. I don't know. I'm not good at this. Stay. We're going to start here, go all the way around, and we're going to continue, or we'll finish over here. There we go. Perfect. So my hose reaches comfortably like right here. We'll start here. I want my jet going up and down. Notice how I didn't go down to the other corner and just pressure wash there. I'm going to do everything. I don't want to walk backwards. I don't want to walk back over there and then come back to do the chemical side. But I don't know what that is on it. It's the first time I've ever had to do it like this. But, I mean, damn, it's really on there. All right. So you usually never do this. Because the chemical just does it. It does it way better. It's safer. You know, because the pressure makes new cracks and crevices for more organic growth to live on. We don't want that. But we're about to do a chemical treatment. We're going to put a stop to all that organic growth. So we're going to apply this, and we want to wait. We want to give it time to seep in there, kill the organics. It's called dwell time. Do it. And remember, you can't do dwell time on glass. You can let it sit there for a little bit, and then you got to wash it off. So here's a window. So watch how I do this. Now I'm going to apply the chemical solution. Now I got to wait for it to get fed though. There it is. Get this bead. It's going to get rid of all the insects, spider webs, anything. Beautiful. Beautiful. That shit is strong. The way that you can tell if it's at a 1.5, 1.25 is squirt it, get your hand wet, make a fist, sniff it. I can tell by the smell. I can tell by how fast it's working on the wall. I can tell by the feel of it. I know a 3% burns. You know what I mean? I've just been doing it for a while. So we're going to wait. Let it get all up in here. Let it sanitize all of that. It's going to kill everything, get everything super loose. Now, we're doing a 1.25. That's okay. It's wet. When it starts drying, we're going to wash this off. And see all of this organic stuff right here? This cleaning solution is going to penetrate and get up all that black. Especially there's like a little colony right there of mold. So be patient. We're in the shade. So we're going to give this plenty of dwell time. You know, this brick should be a bright white for the homeowner. We need to verify it is working. I think this is going to need more full strength cleaning solution. That's not a big deal. We don't want to come and pressure wash right next to the window. We don't want pressure hitting that and causing leaks. This is all caulking around the window. You know what I mean? So we're just going to apply full strength, let it kill the colony, and then we're going to wash it off. And then we're going to wash the window off, give the brick more dwell time. Just like this. Full strength is at 12.5%. Remember, the max we would ever go is 3. So this stuff is dying really quick. I missed a little section right here. Let's give it 1 minute and we'll wash it off. And then there we go. We got a beautiful, perfect, clean, 0 damage. Come see what it looks like. You remember the colony? Oh, boom. It is super clean. There was a bunch of green mold right here. Now it's yellow and dying. It's bubbling up. That looks excellent. There's a little something right there. We'll get it though. So it's time to wash off that window, wash off the seal, and then after that we'll probably wash this side off. So we're gonna unhook from the chemical, use only water, stabilize this end so it doesn't leak into the grass. Put it like that. I'm all tangled up. There we go. So this is the most important part. We need everything off. Rinsing is the most important part. So glass first, everything else. Oh, this PSI is very low. Okay, very low. If we can put our hand in front of it and it not hurt us, we're safe. We don't do house washing with PSI. That's how we tear stuff up. That's why we use the cleaning solution right there. All right, so we're good to go through and wash everything down. That ledge, super good. Looks super good. All right, let's check around the corner. We do this to see, because we sprayed the cleaning solution, sometimes the wind will get it on the glass. It didn't. I knew it didn't because I didn't feel the wind. So now I'm going to go back through. I'm going to check the eaves. There's a spot here, and I see some areas down there. I'm just going to redo it. I can't tell if it's dirt or if the paint is nicked. This is going to give us the answers. Oh yeah. It's dirt. That's good. I see a spot under this spigot, which is not acceptable. It's the mold. So this mold is needing a lot stronger than 1.25. But notice that 99% is good with the 1.2. All we're going to do is put the 12.5 in a separate container and individually nuke where we need it. Okay? So I'll be back. I guess I'll pause it. phone might die and this isn't working. Let me show you the end result. Look at the windows gleam. Super clean. There was so much dirt up here and all up here, and I had to wash it all out. Driveway. Remember there was on the side, I got all of that. Remember at the beginning of the video, there was two sides. Anyways, thanks for watching.